Welcome back. Now we'll be proceeding further after approximation. Exactly how derivative can be applied further. So let us understand what is mean value theorem. See, the name itself tells you everything. It talks about the mean value. Mean value means actually the average. But here what we will take the meaning? Here we will say, roughly speaking, it is the value between any two extreme values. That is between the extreme values. This is given by two theorems, that is one is Rolle's theorem, it is also mean value theorem, and then Lagrange's mean value theorem. Okay, what exactly Rolle's theorem says, we will not indulge into proof of it. Proof is quite simple, so we will not be dealing with that, but we will think on the statement what it says. It says that if function is defined from a closed interval a to b up to real numbers, that means function is already defined on a closed interval a to b up to real numbers, okay, then that particular function must be continuous on the closed interval of a and b. That means the extreme values are included. It must be even continuous at the extreme values a and b. Second thing what he says, the condition for second, that is second condition for Rolle's theorem says that the function must be differentiable but in open interval a and b. We will discuss why it is so. And the third condition says that if you take the functional value at a and functional value at b, then those two values must be equal. Okay, these are the three conditions which must be satisfied by anyone to apply Rolle's theorem. If these three conditions are satisfied, then it says that there is always a value between a and b, such that if you take derivative of a function at that point, then that derivative must be equal to 0. Okay, now what is exactly derivative equal to 0, that also we will see. Though recollect the statements, what it says function is defined from the closed interval a to b up to real values, such that what it should have, the function must be continuous on the closed interval a and b. That means it must be continuous even at the extreme values. That is, extreme values will be included and it must be continuous even at the extreme values. The continuity can be checked by drawing graph, or certain functions which are already continuous we know already. So you better go through that and remember them. Okay, that is, polynomial function is continuous everywhere, constant function is continuous everywhere. Like this you have to remember, sine, cos, tan, cos, cosec, all are continuous in their respective domains. Okay, now the function must be differentiable on not the closed, now it is open. Now why this condition? If the function is continuous on this particular domain and it is defined only for this particular domain, that means this becomes the extreme points. When we say differentiable, it means that there exists a tangent, right? And that tangent is one and only one at that particular point. So if you have any curve and between that curve, if you are taking any point, then to that particular point and to that particular curve, there will exist one and only one tangent, right? But if you take the extreme point, so it will be only a point and there is no curve existing over there. So at that point you can draw infinite tangents, right? So the condition or the requirement for differentiability, that when the function is differentiable, there exists a unique tangent at that particular point, is not satisfied at the extreme points. So that is why we take an open interval dropping the endpoints. Okay. Then the third condition says that function of A and function of B must be equal. Okay. And if it is equal, then if all these three conditions are satisfied, then what Rolle's theorem says? It says that if this is there, then there is at least one point C, at least one. That means more than one also can get, which lies between A and B. That is, which lies between the extreme points A and B, where the derivative at that point will be 0. The derivative will be 0. That means slope of that particular tangent will be 0. The slope of that particular tangent will be 0. That means tan theta will be 0. If tan theta is 0, that means inclination is 0. And inclination is 0, that means it will be a line which is x-axis or parallel to x-axis. Now, this is the statement. Let us understand it using geometry. Okay. So, let us understand drawing two figures over here so that we can interpret it nicely. Now, looking at both the figures, let us talk about figure number 1 pehle. Here I have the 2 points A and B, and the curve is defined as y is equal to function of x. Now you can see here, if this particular point over here is your B, so this particular point will be your B comma FB. Agreed? And this will be your A comma function of A. Now you can very clearly see over here, that is, if I draw a line, then the y coordinate of both is same, right? That is, if I join them, then I get a line which is parallel to x-axis. So y coordinate is same. That means now first I can see that it is a smooth curve, right? So obviously it is continuous on A and B, that is closed interval of A and B. Now when I was talking about differentiability, I said we need to take open interval. You draw tangents anywhere leaving these 2 points, anywhere, at any point, you will get a unique tangent, right? Not defining the slope, but you will get a unique tangent everywhere. But if you take this point over here, and if you try to draw a tangent over here, so one tangent will be like this, other like this, other like this, this. There will be infinite tangents. That means you will not get a unique tangent at this particular point, neither at this point. So we need to drop this point and drop this point. That is extreme points where to drop. So then only this particular function will be differentiable between A and B. Okay. Now you see your y coordinate for both of them is same. That means function of A is equal to function of B. Then what he says, then there will exist at least one point C, where the derivative will become 0, and we have discussed this nicely that C comma FC it is. So I am just writing C, or let me write it. C comma FC. Okay, so here at this particular point the derivative will be 0. If the derivative is 0, that means slope of tangent at that point must be 0, and slope of tangent, if it is 0, then obviously inclination will be 0, because tan theta will be 0, and if the inclination is 0, indicates that it will be either x-axis or parallel to x-axis. So we get this parallel to x-axis. So condition says that it was a continuous graph. It is continuous on the closed interval a and b, and we saw that it is differentiable also on a and b, because we can draw unique tangents everywhere except at a and b. So it is differentiable on open interval, and we also saw that values of y at a and b are same, that is function of a is equal to function of b. Then if these three conditions are satisfying, then we got one point C, at least one point C, which is between a and b, such that the derivative at that particular point is 0. Now coming to figure number 2, here you can see कि here also the graph is without break, that means it is continuous, and I can draw a unique tangents at every point except this a and b. That means it is differentiable also on a and b. Then the functional value also is same. Now I am not joining it, but you understand it. K f dash a, that is f dash a nahi, function of a, that is y, value of y for this a and at this b is same. So there are many points, that is more than one point, but at least one point where the derivative, or I will say here कि tangent will be parallel to x-axis or will become x-axis, right? So these are points, that is C1, this is your C2, this is your C3, this is C4, this is C5, this is C6, and this is C7. So there are at least 7 points, that means not at least, there is at least one point between a and b, at least one, where the derivative at that particular point will become 0. So if I draw a tangent over here, wherever it is possible I am drawing it, not everywhere. So here you can see this tangent, it is parallel to x-axis, that means obviously the derivative becomes 0. See this tangent, it is parallel to x-axis, so the derivative becomes at that particular point 0. See this particular tangent, even this is parallel to x-axis, so here also derivative becomes 0. So Rolle's theorem says what? Now using geometrical condition it becomes very easy to understand, geometrical explanation, that I have at least one point between a and b, at least one means more than one also can be there, where the derivative becomes 0. So what are the conditions for Rolle theorem? It must be continuous. Yes, it is in the closed interval a and b. Okay, where it is defined from closed interval ab to real number. Okay, that is range can be anything, but the domain is compulsorily closed interval a and b. Then it must be differentiable except at endpoints. Yes, it is, unique tangent exists. But the third condition, which is very important, says that the y coordinate of both must be same, that is function of a is equal to function of b. Okay, then there exists at least one c which is between a and b, such that f dash c will be equal to 0. Okay, this is your geometrical interpretation. Now let us go to algebraic interpretation also. Now let us go to algebraic interpretation, that is, what is algebraic meaning of it? It says, suppose y is equal to function of x is a polynomial function. If I take a polynomial function, that means my condition number 1 gets satisfied. Since it is polynomial function, since it is a polynomial function, it's continuous, right? It is continuous on its domain, so called as on the closed interval a and b, right? Whatever interval is taken. Now it is a polynomial function, so obviously it is continuous, and since it is continuous, then it will have tangents drawn at every point other than the endpoints, if you say so. Okay, so here suppose you are say it is derivable also, then so now it is derivable, it's derivable on so called as open interval a and b. Okay, now these two conditions already are satisfied. Now it says that condition number 3. So here, if this polynomial function is there, if the polynomial function is supposed to be having roots or solution, if any function has the root, then obviously when you input the value in the place of x or in the place of variable, the value of polynomial will become equal to 0, and it is also called as zeros of the polynomial. That means suppose you have polynomial as x minus 3, a very simple polynomial will take x minus 3. So I will say here कि 3 is the 0 of the polynomial. 0 of the polynomial means x is equal to 3 satisfies the polynomial, that is makes the value to be 0. Now when I put x as 3, so I get value 0. That is why it is called as zeros of the polynomial. But it is also, it is generally the root of the polynomial. That is root, the value which makes the value of polynomial to be equal to 0. So it is here कि function of a is 0, that is having roots a and b. If this polynomial is having roots a and b, such that function of a and function of b both are 0, that means a and b are zeros of the polynomial. Now since the value is 0, so obviously you get here function of a is equal to function of b, which is equal to 0. That means I can say here कि Rolle's theorem is satisfied, right? If it is satisfied, then the result says what? कि there will be a C which belongs to the interval a and b, that is which is between a and b, not equal to a, not equal to b, such that the derivative will be equal to 0. So I will say here कि hence there is obviously a C, that is which is C belonging to open interval of a and b, such that your f dash c, that is f dash c, will be equal to 0. F dash c is 0 indicates here कि obviously the derivative of that particular polynomial at some point c is equal to 0. So I mean what? कि derivative, that is derivative of this polynomial function at some point c is equal to 0. That means obviously this c is the root of derivative, right? So I can say here कि hence, I think so you are not able to see, hence C is the root of derivative of whom? Of function of x. And where is this C? C lies between A and B, right? So what I understand from this is, so it says that is what we conclude, कि if there is any function which satisfies the condition for Rolle's theorems, okay, and in this function if you have any two roots, that is it makes the polynomial 0, or you can say कि if there are two zeros of the polynomial, then between these two zeros, that is between these two values which make the polynomial 0, or I can say in simple language like this, कि between these two zeros of this polynomial, or not a polynomial, any function which is satisfying Rolle's theorem, there exists at least one point where the derivative will be 0, means that point will be the root of the derivative. This is very, very, very important interpretation. We will be using this in some problems. I repeat again, there is a function which satisfies Rolle's theorems. Okay, it is satisfying Rolle's theorem, and there are any 2 points between this function or endpoints, whatever you say, which are the roots of the polynomial. Okay, then what it says, कि there is at least one point which is such that it is the root of the derivative of the polynomial. It is the root of the derivative of the polynomial. That means it is the 0 of the derivative of polynomial. Hope you have understood this Rolle's theorem very nicely. Now we will be dealing with the questions in the next session. Go through the statement very properly, the geometrical explanation and the algebraic explanation. Now we will be dealing with the questions. Till then, stay at home, stay safe, study regularly. Goodbye and thank you.